name is Harry. I'm from London.
Meghan Markle here.
Now we are in a different conversation here. King Charles. Wishing for the death of your beloved king as a measure to punishment HRH Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, was not on my bingo card when as ever was announced. This is wild AF. Who's that? Jack Murphy. The death of the king will finally be the nail in the coffin for Harry and Meghan. What? Baggage forgot. Will they pull the plug on the 8th? Crazy. LOL, I can't. Beyond crazy. These people think about Harry and Meghan 24/7. It's an illness. Yeah, these people are crazy. Alright, let's go to the next one. This has to do with King Charles and Andrew. I think that's the one I had open. Okay. So this is what's his name? Martyn. So he's pretty much gonna summarize the issues for us. Okay, as always, Martyn is on point. This man always speaks and records perfectly. Okay, King Charles is dragged into Prince Andrew's Chinese spy scandal as bombshell court document claim he was briefed about the investment fund. I mean, Charles know everything. Alright, let's continue. 1 minute and 47 seconds.
Morning, friends. Happy Saturday, and surprise, surprise, court documents revealed just yesterday in the alleged Chinese spy Andrew fiasco reveal that both Kensington Palace and Charles weren't actually telling the truth in their briefings to the media post Andrew's disastrous BBC Newsnight interview. If you remember well, following that interview where Andrew didn't actually apologise to any of the victims or give any sympathy for any of the victims or appear human in any way whatsoever, Charles made the decision to force Andrew to step back from official royal duties. Well, it now turns out in court documentation that Charles and Andrew had meetings about Andrew's business activities on behalf of the royal family, where Andrew was trying to raise £400 million in China for his pitch at the palace vehicle, which was signed off by Charles. Charles gave the impression, and so did Kensington Palace, that Andrew would not be doing anything ever again and would be banished. But in secret, with Andrew being smuggled into Charles's residence, they were having discussions about Andrew's future and how Andrew could rebuild his reputation as a working royal. Literally months after. What the royal family do in public and what actually happens in private are two completely different things. And as soon as the royalist supporters realise that, they'll see what's actually happening here. As ever, comments are open. Have a brilliant Saturday. Let me know what you think.
These people. And there's Harry, who has a brilliant mind. If they only listen to Harry with all of his ideas to create things that could make them so much money.
Travellers will be in New York for Climate Week, celebrating our 5th anniversary. Today we are a $3 trillion coalition. Today we are a $3 trillion coalition, guided by our independent advisory group of world-renowned sustainability academics and experts. We're really looking forward to being in New York with our founder, Prince Harry, the Duke of Sussex, to celebrate everything that we have achieved together so far and sharing our vision for what's to come next.
But nah, this is the way they rather go. But oh well, they all are baggage for God. Okay, they know they already know, and they don't care as long as it stays white. and they want Harry back as their scapegoat, evil as ever. Okay, yes, they miss the sacrificial lamb, Harry. What they need to realize now, Harry has broke those shackles, and he's a strong-minded, independent man. Love it for him. Yeah, alright. Dragged is doing a lot of heavy lifting in that sentence. The head of state was briefed, but let's pretend he's a victim. I mean, that's the way they do that thing. Harry didn't want to be part of this, even when he was over there. He does his engagement, he shows up, and then he fly and go to Africa. Predict next tweet. Predicted it down to the random observation from an X account, screaming over the fact they take jam is my jam, so effing literally. Spread is my spread, doesn't have the same ring. Welcome to marketing. Let's see here. The real reason Meghan's jam is so runny. Royal fan critics watery spread amid confusion over what's actually in the jar. So this is what the squad were talking about. That was yesterday, 2025. I did see the squad were making reference to that. Fans online were also quick to notice the thin consistency of the gem, with one person writing, quote, I can tell it's runny just from the picture. No seeds, no texture, just liquid red sugar water. Another person said on X, formerly Twitter, looks small, expensive, runny texture, and not that special. I think I will stick with my regular gem. But the reason Meghan's spread is noticeable runny is likely due to its not actually being a gem, despite the Duchess herself claiming gem is my gem. Oh my God. And her Instagram post announcing the rebranding of her initial American Riviera Orchard business. Let's see here. She retweeted that. There's Meredith. Meredith is very good at breaking down the noise that these people are making. Alright, so that's the retweet here. UK Royal Reporter have already written their rough draft about how bad the spread is before they even taste it, because that will undoubtedly be the angle. Or there will be some article like X says, she knows them down to the T. Quote, X says the same thing about Meghan's lunch, end quote, without verifying if people even tried it. She wrote that April 7th. They have already called it too sweet, too tart, or compared to Chuck. They have made sure to point out it's a spread and not a jam, then complain because it's too runny to be a good jam. In a world full of unserious people, they are the most unserious. Meredith, Melon Lie, so she tagged all of them. These vags are behold to that family, and because of the invisible contract will forever suck up to them. However, the world are fully aware of their antics and jealousy of the Sussexes. It's at the point a lot of people now know the British media is full of BS. They slag off Meghan's show with Love Meghan, and it's still pulled in the top 10 and 50 countries. Meghan podcast premiere tomorrow, and they're using the Centre Bally mess, hoping to tank her numbers there. Alright, the queue of Kent. On my next video, I think I'm gonna sit and record all of them. There's some tweet that I have regarding the anticipation for the podcast, which will be tomorrow. The cure of cancer tomorrow, which is today, I think, right, the 8th. I'm recording this on the 8th. The cure for cancer could be in the gym, and they will find a way to talk bad about it. We all know that's what they will do because they criticize everything Meghan does. Most Americans have no clue that there are differences between jams and jelly, yet the British media thinks we care. It's really a spread. Let's go. Oh no, let's go back. This is the retweet. I just came from there. Let's read some of this here. Also, LOL at the real reason her gem is runny in the headline because it's not freaking gem. Okay, the UK media is so predictable. The damn jar says everything. Raspberry spread. Oops, I just dropped something. Okay, whatever's here, that's it. One could tell just by looking at the video. Have they rushed to buy and what about Chucky's gem, or do they surprise, not truly care? Alright, I won't be surprised if the royal reviewer manipulated the product before recording. That could be that too. Either way, the product is a symbol of resilience and supporters will support. Okay, British media loses credibility by always insisting that everything Meghan does is bad, wrong, calculated, etc. Elevating 1 to 2 posts by non-haters. Meanwhile, I've seen 100 of positive comments all across social media, not to mention my own purchase. So ridiculous. That's the thing. Alright, let's go to the next one. Alright, this could be the last one, but the other one is a little bit politics, but I'm not gonna go too much into it. The next one. But this one is just a reminder. It has nothing to do with Harry and Meghan. About the elephant thing. So you guys should know about that, okay? That elephant that killed a woman and went to the funeral to trample her body, from time to time, I wonder what she had done. I'm laughing about it. When that first came out, I remember exactly where I was. I was going to the Hampton. We were on the highway. My husband was driving, and I was dying, laughing, reading my reading the tweet on my phone. And he was like, "What happened?" And then a few hours later, maybe a few minutes, I would say hours, he stopped because he felt like the wheel was wobbly. So we stopped on the side of the road for him to check the tire of the car. I remember exactly where I was when I first read that story about that elephant killed the woman, that lady, and then went to her funeral and dragged it. I was dying laughing in the car. And then when I came back, I made a video about it. And I think, is that the same video? I have a video where I have the elephant and the Oprah interview. I don't think this is it though. But anyway, it has to be somewhere in the summer of 2 years ago or something like that. But anyway, I don't care. I'm on the elephant side, as am I. No way she didn't deserve it. This will happen, or it's a movie. It happened some years ago in India, if I remember correctly. Let's see here. Okay, that's the story. In 2022, yep, like I was saying, like 2 or 3 years ago there. In 2022, 70-year-old Maya Murmu was collecting water in India when an elephant stepped on her. She was rushed to the hospital but died from her catastrophic injuries. When family members gathered for the funeral, the same elephant appeared, lifted Mumu's body from the funeral, bride and trampled it again. I'm sorry, I'm laughing, but oh my god. The squad. I don't think this is a squad. Nah, nobody that I know follow her. I'm not even following her, but it came under my eye. But I did share that in one of my videos. Elephant got good informer. Let me stop laughing. Elephant got good informer network and village. For real. There's the other side of it. She threw rocks at the elephant to distract her while poachers took her calf or calves. Don't remember if there were more than one. Yes, it was personal. Oh my god. I'm laughing at the emoji in response to it. Oh my lord. I didn't want to read all of that, but alright, so there's all of that. I'm shocked. People are laughing. Elephant had super short memories, correct? Okay, fact checked. Alright, but anyway, that's that. Let me go to the next one. Like I said, this has nothing to do with Harry and Meghan, but it's just a little bit politics. Alright, a true bandwagon jumper, Jone Stamos. Congratulations to Joe Biden and Kamala Harris on the historic election when everywhere you look, there's a heart. And my prayers for our country is that we keep dancing in the street, uniting in patriotism and building back better for the love of our children. And there he is here. Jone Stamos speaking at Trump's Mar-a-Lago home this weekend. Worthless opportunists. But anyway, that's that. Oh, I think he had a child late in life. Alright, let me look this up now that I brought it up. Oh, it wasn't that old. 54. John Stamos became a father at the age of 54. He welcomed his first child, a son named Billy, with his wife, Caitlin McHugh, on April 10th, 2018. I thought he much older than that. Let me see something. John Stamos. How old is he now? He's 61. For some reason, why did I think he was much older? 54, kind of old, but still. Is that the son here? How old is the wife though? Now I'm curious. Let's go back. Spouse, Caitlin, you, Rebecca Romaine. Okay, Rebecca's doing pretty well with that guy. Which I didn't expect. Okay, how old is Lee? Oh, her. She's 38, 1986. Rider and model. Okay, let's leave that alone. What is this? Alright, let's leave that alone. Okay, so let's do a prayer. Prayer for prosperity. I don't know. Yeah, prosperity. Oops. Oh, peace. Let's look for an image. I said prayer for prosperity and peace. First one, a prayer for prosperity in the home. Dear God, we ask for your abundant blessings for our house and family. Please help us prosper in all aspects of our lives and our finances, careers, and relationships. Fill our home with bountiful harvest and let it be a place of abundance, peace, and limitless prosperity. Guide us in making the right decision and help us stay eternally grateful for the blessing we receive. We ask this in Jesus' name. Amen. Alright, so that's it. Please take a moment to subscribe, like, and share. If you want to support this channel, there's a PayPal link and a Cash App link in the description. You could donate. Those who have donated, thank you. Alright, so this just came public. I didn't make a thumbnails for it yet, so I need to work on that later. Alright, so that's it. Thank you for watching.
It is a great privilege to be with all of you today.
You know, we ask for forgiveness and please come back.
As you saw me find the love and happiness that I'd hoped for all my life.